Thank you, man. It's a great time to be here. When you start media days, that football's right around the corner. And we can't say enough about these guys up here in our football program. We're excited about this year. Team's really done a good job. I think we've got about 98% participation in these summer workouts. We've got in 25 workouts, and these guys have worked hard. Really excited about this season. Just about the gel that this team's got about them. They really love to work. They come in every day ready, fired up, ready to go. They want to get on that field, and they want to compete. So that's something that's big for this group. I say this, and we talked as a coaching staff, this group of guys as a team really loves to work. And, I've come up to the field house, they call me, text me, and say, Coach, can we come up to the field and work? And I think we've got more guys than the 18 years that I've been here that have really stepped up and got extra work in on their own. So that's a testament to this team. Coming off of a 5-5 season where we felt like 3 games we could have easily been 8-2. We lost 2 in overtime. You lose both of those games by 1 play. And then the first game we blew a lead and didn't finish the game. So that's what our offseason has been about. We really want to finish this year. Those things are something to build on. You kind of, as a coach, you step back and you look and see, what can we do to do that? So we really, our motto has been finish, and we're going to finish everything we do 100%. These guys have bought into that, really excited about it. I'm excited about my coaching staff. They've done a great job. Got a young, kind of fairly young coaching staff, but guys that have really bought into working hard. Nobody realizes how many hours it really takes. I think Coach Ross was talking about it. When we're talking those hours, we're 80, 90 hours a week, and they're away from their family. I want to say thank you to those guys. They really worked hard this off season and the spring and going into the season. They spend a lot of time away from their family, so I want to thank them as well. Just to introduce these guys, going from my left to right, we got Jax Miller, number 70. He'll be a junior. He has started the past 2 years, so that he'll be going to his 3rd year as a starter. He'll play tackle and a little bit of center for us and probably guard. We got Caden Foreman, number 7. He's our starting quarterback. Just can't say enough about this kid. The kid wants to work, comes in, studies film all the time, gets extra reps, goes with his quarterback coach. Anytime he can get on the field and work, he's there. Really looking forward to having him a part of this team. He's a student of the game. We're going to give him some free reins as far as running the offense more this year. I think he can handle it. He's a smart guy, smart quarterback. And then we got Mason Yarborough, number 0. He will play inside linebacker for us, a little bit of offense. He'll be a sniffer for us, tight end kind of deal, and he can play a little bit of running back as well. A tough kid. You can see him. He loves the weight room, loves to work out. He's really done that very well in the offseason. Put on some muscle this offseason, so really looking forward to having him. And then we got Nikelen Linson. He's an inside linebacker as well. Defensive MVP last year on the defense. Really got a knack for getting to the football, covers well, just kind of the leader of the defense. He's got a quick twitch. He reads the offenses, and he knows what to do. He kind of gets us lined up defensively. So these guys right here is just a small portion of the group that we've got. We've got some guys that have stepped up. Brandez Eason is going to play a little safety and running back for us. He's done a great job this offseason getting himself prepared to do that. And then, going down the line, we've got Aiden Johnson at receiver that's really stepped up. Had a really good summer. He's working hard. Malachi, McCullough, those guys on the offensive side of the ball that's really doing well. And we're going to have some young guys that stepped up. I say young guys up front offensively. They'll be seniors, but they haven't got a lot of reps on the field. They've really stepped up and learned the game this summer. So we're looking forward to it. We're going to try to spread that thing out a little bit and get the ball in space offensively. And defensively, we're going to try to cause havoc. We're a 3-4 defense, and we're going to bring pressure every play. And we're going to take risk, and that's we want to disrupt the quarterback play. But those guys have really bought in up front, and in the secondary. You got Cole House, who's going to play safety for us, who's done a great job. Started as a 10th grader last year. He'll be a junior. Really smart. He's he's my DC's son, so he's got a knack for football. He knows football very well. He kind of helps on that back end of things. Tino Wilson is another kid that I want to brag on that has stepped up big time this offseason. So, he just worked hard. That's the main thing. And Brandon McCullough. Those are names you're going to hear on Friday nights that's really done a good job for us and stepped up, and we look forward to that. All right, at this time, take any questions.
Yeah, Coach, last year I know you had to replace a lot of seniors from that 23 playoff team. This year you got a lot of returners, as you said. So talk about the mindset and the mentality and that difference going into a more experienced team than you had last year.
Well, yeah, and I think, looking back from last summer, this time last summer, you look and see how you compare to that. And I think we're way ahead of where we were then. We were trying to get guys in that hadn't played a lot, that had to fill in those roles, and they were kind of a little raw to it. So this year, we've done a really good job preparing. I think we've done a really good job on the field this off season of preparing these guys to go into Friday nights and know what to do. There's not too much implementation we got to do now. We don't install too much now. We've almost got it all installed, so we can jump in the fall camp and we can roll and just kind of clean up some stuff that we've been working on this summer. So that's big, having these guys back. I think defensively, these two guys here started as 10th graders. They jumped up into 11th grade this year. But them having started every game last year inside linebacker, that's huge. That's going to be big for our defense. And for those two guys to be leading the defense in tackles and the amount of tackles they're getting, our front's doing a good job too, our defensive linemen. So, those things are all going to play in a factor of how successful we can be.
Adam, what was that Glenwood game like last year? And the reason I bring it up is, coming into this year, does that help? Get through summer and early fall camp, you think that'll get you guys through some drills? You think the kids will be motivated?
Yeah, you look back at that game and we jumped up, I think it was 21 or 26-0 at halftime, and you come back out a little flat. I think we got kind of complacent in what we was doing. Now there's some things that happened that were out of our hands, but we didn't finish, and that's kind of what we've got to do, and those are things we've got to finish on. We got to finish games, and that's a teachable moment. And the other two games in the season, it just goes to show you how valuable each play is, and I think that's what these guys have learned.
Adam, kind of similar to those 3 close games, what kind of needs to be the difference on the field this year to come out on the winning side of those games?
Well, I think you've just got to fight through some adversity. People looking at the outside, from the outside in, you don't see what's happening on the field. As a coach, you see things that's going on that people don't understand. You look back at the Elmo County game, we go into overtime at home, and my quarterback is banged up. I mean, he's limping, trying to make it through the overtime, and he's like, "Coach, don't pull me out, don't pull me." And we ride, and he got us that far, and that's a testament that kid's going on to play college football right now. And those are things that people don't understand happen in a game. You kind of lose sight of. Yeah, we did lose in overtime twice, but there was factors that happened that if we change one thing, we're right there at 82. So.
Hey, Coach, you had a scrimmage back in May. So, what kind of takeaways did you see from that game, both defensively and offensively?
I think defensively we flew around to the football. I think we got to the football well. I think we played pretty decent up front. We had some things that we need to work on as far as our defensive front was concerned, but those are things we corrected in the summer, and we've done better. I think I love playing the spring game. I don't want to see spring go away. I think it's a time that we can really evaluate the younger guys before you go into fall and know what you can do over the summer. I think that's big for us. I think we saw what we can do. I thought I could see that Caden Foreman can read coverages, and get the ball to receivers and those types of things that you didn't really know going into the season because we only had him 3 games last year. So those are things you learn and you take off, and then and you can build on that in the summer, and it just increases your chances.
Coach, if we can get your players up behind the podium, and then you guys will stand up and go behind the podium. Caden, we'll start with you as the returning quarterback year 2 going into your senior year. Talk about some of the work you've put in individually and as a team in the spring and the summer to get ready for your senior season.
Yes, sir. Me and my guys, we put in work day in, day out. We're always at the field. I always ask the coach to get a lift in, always at the field, doing routes on there, just doing anything to get better. And these group of guys, they got it in their mindset they want to win. They actually know what we can do this year. We got a lot of leaders going into the season.
So this is for all of you. Coming off a pretty decent season last year where you feel like you could have done a lot better if just a couple of things changed, what have you done in the off-season different this year than you did last year as leadership and physicality to prepare for this season to have a championship year?
We just start working more. We start working harder. We up the intensity of our workouts, and we also increase leadership around all areas of our team. Last year, we didn't have a lot of leadership, not a lot of vocal leaders on our team, so it made it really hard for us to put this thing together and roll. So this year, we got a lot of leadership. We increased the intensity of our workouts. We're just working hard. We want it.
I think last year, the biggest difference from this year and last year is, like Caden said, the leadership. I think last year we really struggled with leadership. And in those overtime losses, I think that's where we lost. Is we didn't have much leadership. We didn't have, we just didn't have much leadership. And our workouts this year are way more intense. We have a lot of guys that'll pick you up and we'll move on to the next play. We have a lot of guys rotating in, and I just think we have a lot more leadership, and I think that's what's going to help us through this season.
I think our biggest, well, not downfall, but leadership. We didn't have a lot of that last year, and I feel like this team has more leadership, and we lead. We push each other to our best abilities. We work out hard, go to the field, we just push each other.
I feel like last year we were a very physical team, but we weren't playing as a team. We were playing very individual. And in this offseason, we met up a lot together outside of practice and worked on the field, worked out, just did team bonding exercises. And I believe that since that we did those team bonding exercises, we'll play much better as a team this year instead of playing as an individual.
Linson, my question is for you. You had a stat in pretty much every category, so how are you hoping to recreate that and maybe add on to those stats?
Well, I'm a team player, I really don't just focus on my stats, I just want to get the win, go to the playoffs.
Coach, Hunter, players, appreciate your time. We wish y'all good luck on the upcoming season. We're going to take